Hey guys, I am about to get super fucking real with you. So, I like to keep everybody informed about what's kind of going on in my life. And right now, there's a lot of good that's happening in my life. There's a lot of things that I am grateful for. There's a lot of opportunities that I'm blessed to have, a lot of connections that I have, a lot of things that are really good. But recently I went through a really hard time, and I keep reliving the moments and circling back to it, and I keep finding myself feeling very unsafe and feeling very abandoned and very hurt. And I am trying to deeply understand who I am outside of these thoughts that of abandonment and of rejection and of self-betrayal. And I think that anytime we do inner work, it's never easy. It's never something we can fully put into words and conceptualize. And a lot of people will say, like, once you've gone through the work and you've done it, that's it. But a lot of people, they don't express fully the extent of what they are going through and what they are experiencing, and they only talk about the lessons. And the problem I see in that is there isn't enough expression in what is actually going on, and it's a false persona that's being eluded in front of people. It's this idea that these people are superhuman and that they've been through it all and they know all the answers, and the truth is that nobody does. And maybe some people feel it a little bit more. Maybe some people have gone through more trauma. Maybe some people have faced more demons. And it's taken a lot to get from one side to the other, and to it's almost like a self-sabotage to put yourself back into that predicament of deep introspection and analyzing and letting people break into that soft spot of your truth and corrupt you in a way. Because, I have come a long way, and I'm a fucking great person. I'm a really good person, but I just don't deal with shit from people. But I also put myself in way too far into things, like I give way too much. Thinking that others are gonna return the favor. And they don't. And I think it affects me a lot because I see how there are some people who it just seems so easy. So easy for them to have people accept them and want to help them. It's like you have to have a certain personality. To have help, and then it's like I get bitter. I get bitter about people doing that to others. Because I just guess I wish people would be willing to do the same thing for me. And that's why I do it, because I expect the same in return. Like, I hold that standard for everybody. And when I think about it, I think back. And how I was always supposed to meet the standard for everybody in my life. The big sister, taking care of my younger sister for the first year and a half of her life. And even before then, like, I was the eldest of multiple grandchildren and cousins, and I wasn't allowed to speak up. Speaking up was deemed inappropriate to your elders. It was disrespectful to have an opinion of your own. And so it was like I held this like standard that was like nearly impossible for anybody to meet, and I wondered why there were so many problems in my family to begin with. It's just like there's just so many expectations. Expectations of how you dress, how you talk. Helping, you have to help with everything. It's not like an offering of helping with things, or like there's an expectation that, this person has to feed you, or, like it's just these, instead of asking and figuring it out, it's just this consistent battle of supremes, In school and grades, it was like, by the time I was 3, my mom was already telling me I have to know how to read and write and do math. And 3 years old, I'd be yelled at, and then there'd be like very little food in the house, and then anyway, I keep reliving these stories, and I just want to get rid of them. Like, I don't want to be attached to them anymore. I don't want them to control me anymore. I don't want to have to live my life based on the things I've experienced. I just want to move ahead. And it just feels like I just keep getting dragged into it. And the problem is there's so much there. people don't realize how heavy life can be. And then the healthy people, the people that have really not been through that much, throw down the throats of the people that have been through so fucking much. How they're supposed to get out of it. It's like, how can you say this is how you're supposed to get out of it if you have never been in the trenches? If you have never been that low? You don't know what it feels like to have multiple things building on it over and over again in multiple different ways, and just holding you back from like truthfully living your life and truthfully just like embracing stuff and having no way to stop it. People have family, support systems, and I wonder how there's people out there that like don't, and they don't get that when people don't have that, it is not the same. It is not the same. If you're in a family that's abusive, that doesn't support you, that talks down to you, if you've watched people like get physically violent in front of you consistently, watched people overdose in front of you, watched literally had rocks thrown in your face, by aunts and uncles who have completely embarrassed you, pantsed you in front of people, called you things that were inappropriate, took money from you when all you wanted to do was help. All of having friends move away continuously, best friends telling you that you're shitty at things. And the people that you think you want to make friends with that are healthy, that don't have that, they don't want to be friends with somebody who's got a fucked up past. They'll temporarily do it because they feel sorry for you, but they'll never relate fully. And when you start to have things come up, they run. They don't understand it. They don't know how to be there for it. You know, and then you're expected to deal with like money issues and supporting yourself. Since the age of 16, I've been alone, and before that, for the first fucking 8 years of my life, I off and on had food. I was begging on the streets for money. Like, people don't get it. They don't understand what it feels like to watch your mom and dad fight. One ear for your dad, one ear for your mom, saying things like, don't worry, I'll get you back. Don't worry, I'll make sure everything gets better. Don't worry, we'll go to Disneyland. And then to watch them go with other people, other stepsisters. There are people out there that don't understand it. They just don't. They think they do. They try to sympathize. People will try to sympathize based on their own experiences. You try to understand where you're coming from, and it's just more painful, really. Because then you just lock yourself in this like victim mentality where it's like, why me? Why did I have to go through all of this? Why did I have to experience all of that pain? For what? And you finally start to pick yourself up. And you finally start to just take your life by the horns and you just say, fuck this, I'm gonna get my shit together, I'm gonna get out of this, I'm gonna like figure it all out. And then you lose jobs. And then you get yourself in relationships with people that only want sex. And then you get addicted to sex. And then you get sexually abused. Verbally abused. Physically abused. And you watch your friends turn their back on you. And you still smile. And you're still happy. And you do everything possible to make everybody else happy, but you are just so much pain inside. You just pray. You pray that you could deal with another day. You pray that you're gonna make it through and you're gonna find the light. And none of it's gonna matter eventually. That it's all allowing you to just feel some kind of appreciation for life. You pray that the next day you're not gonna be depressed, and you're not gonna wanna sleep all day, and you're not gonna wanna end your life. And then there's those days where you nearly do. And it feels like nobody would care. And so when you thought you weren't a drinker, and so you drank. You drank and you drank and you drank to try to forget and numb out everything that's happened, and it seems to bring more friends into your life, so you think that's your saving grace, and you think, why was I so strong to not want to drink for so long? To know it wasn't good for you, but to just, now it seems like it is. And you do drugs. The drug that you watched your family members, your friends overdose on, you go and you do it. You go against everything that you thought you knew about yourself, in hopes that the person you're with would quit doing it themselves and would understand where you were coming from and would respect your desire for them not to do it in the house and not in front of you. No consideration for your fears and your truths. And so you do it. And you end up with a dog, and you end up out of that relationship and kicked out onto the streets. and you find yourself eating rice and managing to make a pack of ground beef last 2 weeks. And it's like everything just keeps multiplying. And as soon as you have a break, something else comes along and tries to steal it from you. Never taking consideration for everything that you've been through, because nobody would understand. And you can't blame them. But you blame yourself. And you blame yourself over and over again for all the stupid decisions you've made. And you just want to fix it all. Pregnancy scares, STDs, eventually you don't even have sex because you feel so disgusting with yourself, and you feel dirty, and you feel useless. And the streets start to look a lot better than living at home. And you can barely eat. But you're still giving everything you can to everybody else. And they keep taking. And those that you thought were there to protect you, who you thought you were creating with, that you thought understood you and wanted what was best, you realize you were creating illusions. Because you realize that no words ever make sense in a brain that's unsafe. And you thought you were safe. You thought maybe you'd try again. Keep trying. And you keep trying. And you keep trying. And you don't stop. And all you want to do is remind everybody not to give up. All you want to do is find the solutions. You want to show people love and acceptance and appreciation. And you want to show people just how fucking beautiful they are, because you know in your heart you are just as beautiful. but you never feel it. And so you relate. And you fight. And those people that don't get you, you wonder why. You wonder why anybody would fight with you against anything. When all you do is look out for everybody else. And you realize that it doesn't matter how much you do for everybody else. It doesn't fix the situation that is internal. The pain. And work it's not hard. It is hard. It's not easy. And it's exhausting. And every day you try to get a couple steps forward. And you try to get beyond where you are. There's going to be lots of hurdles. There's going to be lots of things that try to prevent you. Try to stop you that don't see you for your strength, because you have to remember that those experiences are hidden. That strength isn't written on your face. You have a smile. Your smile is written on your face. And many mistake that. And when you fight for yourself, many don't look at what you're going through. They're more concerned about what's affecting them. Oh, we can't give up. And I really wanted to be vulnerable with you because I go through a lot of these days of like really deep delving into things that have happened because I get just numb. I get numb and unmotivated, and I I stick myself in situations where I feel like I'm stuck. And I overgive and I follow patterns that I shouldn't follow, and I'm not giving up on myself. No matter how many people just move on from me, no matter how many people expect me to be a certain way or just don't accept me and just manipulate or use all that I am because I give it so freely. I'm gonna keep fighting because there's a reason I do it, but I have to take care of myself. And making myself a priority hits me hard because I know what it's like being on the other side of that. I know how it feels to push somebody away, and I don't know what they're going through, and I don't know what mask they're wearing with their smile. And I don't want to push them over the edge. But I have to start fighting for myself, because if I don't, everyone else will kill me. And if there's one thing I know, I have pure intentions. And I have wisdom. And I have so much strength. And I don't have time to tell everybody my story that I meet. So I have to rewrite what I want my story to look like now. And I gotta show up. I gotta show up strong and powerful. And I gotta prove that those pains, I don't have to prove anything, but it's like a love I want to give back to myself. I want to give back to myself and prove to myself that no matter what anybody sees, I know my worth. I know my potential. And I am smart. And I am consistent. And I am powerful. And if anybody tries to tell me after they have only experienced very minimal, that I am too much. I will agree. Because I am much more than they can handle. And I am much more than they deserve. You can only see from a specific perspective of life. And I've certainly had enough disappointment. I've experienced enough pain for multiple lifetimes. And times before that. My ancestors' pain, my grandparents' pain, my mom's pain, my great-grandmother's pain. All of it. I don't want it to be the thing that holds me back or holds the future back for. I don't want to bring that energy back into the next life. I won't. The battle's not done. It's just begun. And I'm sure you guys will get more of these because emotions. And some think it's so easy to cut them back, but I've learned a lot from them. But yeah. It's not gonna be easy. And I'm willing to be vulnerable with you guys and show you that. Like I always do. Love you. And be strong if you're going through the hardship.